Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. His children look like this. No, this is okay. So there's this article that's talking about Michael Jackson's allegations. Like, it's an of course, right? It's an of course. And as I'm reading, guys, and we're gonna go over this article, I'm thinking to myself, Michael is an easy target for that, and that's what you're supposed to do. This is actually what I found is a tabloid, but for some reason it's News Today. But it's a tabloid. So, as a reporter, I'm sure I don't work for a tabloid, but I'm sure that this is what you have to do. I mean, it's in a way. So we're gonna read through this tabloid. Well, I really just want to read you some quotes because what I want to understand is why. What's the reason? What's the reason? Like, I really want to know. Okay, so Michael Jackson's legacy, right, guys, is being questioned on if he should be celebrated or criticized. Okay, because Michael Jackson's the Michael Jackson estate and a respected director, Christopher Weldon, a respected playwright, Lynn Nottage, they all have produced a Broadway musical about Michael's build-up to his 1992 Dangerous Tour. Now, the 1992 Dangerous Tour is exactly a year. Well, not exactly, but it is a year before the first allegations come out about Michael. So those allegations will not be talked about in this musical. And major publications deem this a problem. They think the allegations should be talked about. Now, this publication or this article that I'm going to be quoting from, it was published on Saturday, October 22nd, by a journalist named Jesse Thompson. So let's read what Jesse has to say. Now, since the play came out earlier this year, major publications like the New York Times had this to say. This is what New York Times said. They said, in MJ, this is the name of the play, in MJ, no one's looking at the man in the mirror. You motherfucker. This was the headline. This is the headline. No one's looking at the man in the mirror. This is the headline for the New York Times. Okay, Jesse Thompson's headline. This is his headline. Jesse says, or her, whoever. Jesse says, a Michael Jackson musical that doesn't look at the man in the mirror? No thanks. That's the headline. That is the headline for this. This is a guy. I'm gonna just call him a guy. That's what I'm gonna say. The Guardian. This is the Guardian. Mesmerizing parade of hits doesn't look in the mirror. They really coming for man in the mirror. Like, this their favorite song right here. This is their favorite song. AP News. The AP News. Now this is the AP. Okay. AP News. Associate Press. Some thriller. Lots bad. Okay, these are major ass like all of them getting on his ass. And it's the legacy. It's the legacy. I haven't seen the play, guys, but I've done I reported about when it first came out. The children have went to see it. They loved it. A lot of people have went to see this play. It seems to be very good. I've seen the guy who's performing as Michael. Like, I've seen some clips of him performing. I have a problem with everybody who's ever performed with as Michael Jackson, especially Flex. I got a real problem with Flex Alexander, but I have a problem with everybody who's performed as Michael Jackson, except for the first guy, the guy from, or all the people from the American Dream story. That's the best Michael Jackson story that they got out there. Y'all all did well playing Michael. And the guy who actually played him in the last parts passed away not too long ago. But he was good. Vulture. This is Vulture. They say MJ exists in a hyperbaric chamber of denial. Oh, God. The hyperbaric chamber. Because remember, he used to sleep in the hyperbaric chamber. Okay, so I think Vulture's a tabloid as well. I don't know. But this is definitely a tabloid, Mr. Jesse Thompson, who I'm reading from. So this is kind of their job to get on people's ass like this. But we're gonna go over it. So this is what I want to read right here. It says, across the board, critics expressed discomfort at how the show celebrated. I can't even finish this sentence. Discomfort. Now, if you haven't noticed, I'm the biggest Michael Jackson fan. I am Michael's fan. I am the one. So I am biased. Like, that's a given. That is a given. I am biased. And when I talk about Michael Jackson and these allegations, I really try to just look at everybody's side. He was weird. Am I letting my children sleep in his bedroom? No. Would I sleep in there? Yes. Yes, I would. But I'm grown. Okay? You're not touching me. You're not on me. But I don't think like that of Michael. So I don't even think that would happen. I would just be, but regardless, I don't think it would happen with some of my family members, but I wouldn't want my children to be sleeping in there with no grown people. In the bed with no grown man, especially, but not even no grown woman. For my little boy, little girl. Maybe my little girl, depending on who the family member is, right? But not really. But not really. Like, not really. So that's not a question for me. It's not, but it's not because it's Michael Jackson. That's the difference with me. It's not because it's Michael Jackson. It's because you're grown. But I don't think of like that of Michael. But again, I'm the biggest fan, so maybe I'm just blinded. I don't know. You can call it what you want. But this is what he says. He said critics expressed discomfort at how the show celebrated Jackson seemingly without much scrutiny, ignoring the allegations of child sexual abuse that had dogged him for many years. I have a problem. I have a problem with that. I do have a problem with that because why does the movie, the show, why does the script, why does it have to scrutinize him in those allegations? I don't know. I mean, this whole article is about like Michael being a problematic person and how do you celebrate Michael Jackson, right? I just watched Girl on Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Crystal, talk about she don't play Michael Jackson. She's a millennial. She said those girls, because they're not millennials, they're older. So they wouldn't know that Michael Jackson is problematic today. Cancel her. Get her off the show. No, I like Crystal, but on the show. These are real people who think like this, and I'm just not I'm not really understanding it because Michael Jackson has not he was not convicted of anything, and he wasn't caught of anything. Like, it's not even as like Michael was like, we caught him red-handed, but he got away from the law. Michael having those children sleep in his bed, he said it. Michael never said, no, the children don't sleep in my bed. Or he said yes. But what he also said that a lot of people don't talk about is those times that the children actually sleep in his bed, he was offering to sleep on the floor. Sometimes he would sleep on the floor, and he would just offer them the bed. But Michael's room is so big, his bed is so big, that, they just wanted to be in the room. But he's not denied sleeping in the bed with the child, because he said it, but he's mentioned those things as well. He slept on the floor sometimes. But it's not like he's trying to hide. Like, I'm like, oh no, I've never been in there. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, he's saying it. He's walking with the boy hand in his hand. Michael don't have nothing to hide. That's been my thing. And when he went to trial, they didn't convict him. But he is Michael Jackson. This is what a lot of people say. He's Michael Jackson. He has big influence. He has big money. Okay, maybe so. So. But all the raids and everything, I don't know. Like, not only did they not convict him, they just didn't find anything. All y'all have is your imagination. You're only using your imagination because of how weird Michael Jackson is, how feminine he is or was, and how weird he was. So I think that's where it comes from. I don't think. And when it comes to this movie or any scripts that are talking about Michael Jackson or telling the story of Michael Jackson, I think it's a free-for-all. And personally, I'm tired of the stories about the allegations and of the allegations. I have not seen this play, this musical, but I I think this will be a musical that I would enjoy. It sounds to me to be a musical that Michael Jackson fans would enjoy. This guy, Jesse, he's not a fan. He's obviously not a fan of Michael Jackson. And the further I've read, I don't even think he went to see the play. I don't even think he went to see this play. He's using what the reviews from the other publications and what other people have said. And then he don't like Michael. So this, to me, guys, is a play for the fans. And I think that there should be movies and stories about Michael Jackson that's for us. We don't always want to talk about or see the allegations. Now, could they have said something about it? Maybe so. The way the script is set up, with it being in 1992, there's no way, because the allegations did not come up. Did they purposefully do that? Probably so, yes. So we don't have to talk about the allegations. There's enough material right there, and we don't have to talk about the allegations. But if you're going to go past 93, where the allegations were brought up, and he had a great career after that, I don't need a movie or a script that goes deep into those allegations. That's for y'all people who are not fans of Michael Jackson and those who do believe that he sexually assaulted them kids. That's for y'all and your imaginations, because it's all in your imagination. So you can imagine what you want about Michael and those kids, but we don't need it in every movie, so in every script. So I think that this script should be appreciated, and I think it is being appreciated by the fans. It's just not appreciated by this guy because he's not a fan, and that's okay. That's okay. This is not for you. When they come out with the documentary, he talked about the documentary, Saving Neverland, Leaving Neverland, Leaving Neverland. Like, that's for you. That's a movie for you, because I couldn't watch it. I tried. I'm Michael's fan. I tried. I don't know how many of y'all Michael Jackson fans saw that movie, but my God, those guys are because I don't believe them, and I think hasn't it already been proven that they were lying? I don't know, but they're so graphic in detail, and they're creating a monster of Michael Jackson. So it was hard for me to watch, but I'm a fan of Michael Jackson. So I can see, like, people who are not fans of Michael Jackson, it probably feels like that for y'all to watch us celebrate him. So, it is to each his own. But this guy is not a fan. I am a fan of Michael Jackson. So y'all gonna have to, like, make your own decisions about this. But I had to bring this other side, because I'm just like, I do the research on Michael, and it's always every other week. So every month there's something about these allegations, and I get it. It's going to be talked about forever, because it was a big part of his career. There was a lot of, it wasn't even a lot of allegations. It was just a lot of opinions about it, and he's the biggest star in the world. So I get it. Like, it's going to always be there, but damn, I'm like, why is this article even out? And this is a big deal. Why is this a question about should we celebrate him or criticize him? We can do what? Can we do both? How about you create the script criticizing him? How about you do that and go sell it to Broadway? It'll probably sell. A movie about Michael Jackson behind the curtains and what could have happened or what probably happened, what maybe happened. That's a good script. Go do it. I probably won't be watching it, but it won't be for me. So this is really a bogus ass article, right? But I'm just cracking it up because I don't want people to take this shit as real, because these journalists, guys, being in this industry, are regular, degular, smegular folks with agendas. And because we know how to write, we know how to make it seem unbiased. This is a very biased piece, Mr. Jesse Thomas, Mrs., or whatever pronoun you go by. Whoever you are. It says, regardless, the show is a huge hit, right? So the show is a huge hit. It has won 4 Tony Awards. And this week came the announcement that MJ will open in London's West End in 2024. And London's going to love it. London's going to love it. Something that sits strangely with me. This is Jesse. He says something that sits strangely with me. So, like, he's giving his whole opinion. Why does that sit strangely with you? Are you going? Are you the Prime Minister of London? What is? Do you have to take care of these people? What's your issue? It says, did we really need a new musical about Jackson? What's the old ones? I guess they came out with those, the Immortal stuff. I don't watch those. But okay. He says, did we really need another one? He says, someone whose legacy has long been overshadowed. Now that is such. I'm finna get out of here because I'm almost disgusted with the article. Reading it again because someone whose legacy has been overshadowed. Overshadowed by what? These allegations? That's the thing, brother. The Michael's legacy ain't never been overshadowed. It's been tarnished and hit. This is what you would call like a hit piece. And Michael was still alive, they will be going harder. Cause that's what they've been doing. That's kind of why I'm calling it out. Because now I'm here. And they've been doing hit pieces on him. So this is another hit piece. I'm like, God damn. So whose legacy has been overshadowed. He's assuming or putting it out that Michael's legacy has been overshadowed by the allegations of child sexual molestation, and they have not. The reason that Michael Jackson has a musical today is because his legacy is so great. The reason that London still wants it, the reason that most of the world, all over the world, still loves Michael Jackson, and you have your pockets who hate him, but you have the most of the world who still loves him, all these years after his death, all these years after the first allegation, is because his legacy is so much more bigger than what y'all are talking about. So it has not been overshadowed. It has been tarnished. But to say overshadowed, you're trying it. Like this is a hit piece. You're trying to say he is a molester who did music. That's what you're trying to say. Oh yeah, he did music. As if he wasn't Michael Jackson. That's what's really fucking me up. Because regardless if you like Michael Jackson or not, nigga, you know who Michael Jackson is. And yeah, nigga, I call everybody, and especially I call ignorant motherfuckers niggas. And that's who this motherfucker is. You know who that Michael Jackson was the biggest entertainer in the world, and he was great at his craft. We've never seen nobody do it like that. To try to say that these allegations, who we've seen many people with allegations, and real life pedophiles, to try to say that overshadowed Michael Jackson's legacy, because he's Michael Jackson. He's not your Beatle, okay? He's not your Beach Boy. He's not your regular celebrity. That's what they're trying to act like. Like he's Michael Jackson. He's bigger than Elvis, Beach Boys, and the Beatles put together. And you know that to be true. This is literally the biggest entertainer in the world. So if you want to talk about it, just be for real about it. Just be for real about it. You can have your opinions, but just let's be honest. The legacy that has yet to be overshadowed by these allegations, because that's what you want. It says the signs from Broadway suggest that we didn't need it. MJ's creative team do seem to have been aware of that question. A choice has been made to set the musical in the build-up to Jackson's 1992 Dangerous tour, notably the year before, right? All the allegations came out. It starts off with an MTV journalist arriving and badgering him with annoying questions about his quirky behavior, and he apparently replies, "With respect, I want to keep this about my music." You bet he does. This is the article. You bet he does. So listen, this is why I say he hasn't seen it, because he said an MTV journalist arrives, badgers him with an annoying questions about quirky behaviors, and he apparently replies, "With respect," this is in quotes, "with respect, I want to keep this about my music." He's talking about the actor on stage saying this, playing Michael. This is apparently what he replied. Apparently, because somebody told you this, you wasn't there. Apparently, he replied he was not there. So he's reporting on something that he didn't even see. This is like the whole thing is in your imagination. The sexual assault, even the play that you also don't deem worthy, is in your imagination because you've never seen it. You're just imagining what this play looks like. I'm just saying it sounds like it's for the fans. From what I'm hearing, sounds like it's for the fans, but I ain't seen it. So I'm not going to give you no definitive answer Like this crazy motherfucker. Okay, the MJ musical, guys. If you want to go check it out, they call it a jukebox musical because it has all his music in there, featuring all or most of Michael's music, with a book or the script written by Lynn Nottage. Okay, so I think it's something I'll see if I'm in New York. The article, guys, is trying to get across that the play is one sided, and it doesn't touch on the negativity because the estate is involved. I don't know if I mentioned, did we mention how the state is involved, right? The estate, Michael's estate. So because of that, this article is saying that's why the negativity is not brought up, which is true. Okay, I wasn't in the conversations, but I know that got to be true because as the estate, why would we bring up anything that's negative? But again, the way that this script is set up, being in '92, those are not coming up, and I think that there's room for more scripts. If you want to do the '93 script, do the '93 script. But this is set in '92, so to want them to scrutinize the allegations is ridiculous because it's set in '92 before the allegations were even a thing. So it's just it's like your mouth is watering for blood when there's nothing here. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. So the state, yeah, they're not going to participate in anything that has any negativity to do with Michael Jackson. So with them being involved in this, yeah, I'm sure that's why that's why they made sure no negativity was in there. The article also claims a Variety reporter was removed from the red carpet at the premiere for asking difficult questions. Probably true. As a reporter, people don't like answering your questions, and you got to ask those questions. I'm probably going to ask some questions about if the allegations are what people want to know about, like they're going to be talked about in the play, then I mean it's a valid question. But knowing the script being in '92, once that's said, and there's no allegations before '92, then there's no more questions for that. Besides trying to be a dick, about the whole thing. I mean, and that's not what this is about. It sounds to me they just did not produce that movie or this musical to talk about the allegations. It's only to talk about the music, which again, he's the biggest. He was the biggest star in the world. He's still bigger than most. He's bigger than everybody still. Michael Jackson deserves, just from being the artist he was, a script about his artistry. He does. Every script don't have to deal with the allegation. And if they wanted to skip it and leave it out, they could. Even if they went to 93, 94, 95 and they wanted to skip it, they could. Now, if they were in those years, I would agree and say they could have said something. If they didn't say anything about it, then yes, we're sugarcoating. But Michael's whole life was not revolved around sexual allegations. Your whole imagination and mind is revolved around Michael and sexual allegations. That's why you're talking about it. But there's so much to his life and career that can be showed, and that's what they're doing here. So please, this article is whack as fuck, and it's only to discourage people from seeing the show and to stop people from loving and liking Michael Jackson. I seen this baby 2 or 3 years old talking about, it's Michael Jackson time, I'm loving Michael Jackson. Michael's been dead. What the fuck do you know? You had people loving Michael Jackson when his career was done, when he wasn't making no new music. And now you got people who's loving him and he's gone and dead. I mean, loving him like we used to love him back in the day. Like, he's bigger than all your celebrities still. So this is a hit piece. This is a hit piece. This is a quote. It says, "What should we do with the art of problematic people?" This is what the article's whole question is. It says the way we choose to frame his life, Michael Jackson, and more significantly, the decision to celebrate it unchallenged is a very different choice. What is very different? Oh, well, you know what? It is different. It is, because like I was saying, a lot of the movies do deal with the allegations. That's all they want to talk about. That's what it's about. That's the part everybody's waiting on. So this is different. And as a fan, and I'm sure a lot of other fans, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. We watched all the other movies with the allegations in it, and we still love those. I watched it. I mean, I'm thinking of that one with Flex, you know, and the documentaries that they do. Martin Bashar, remember he tried to cut Michael's legs off. Like everybody does that. Everybody's like, as a Michael Jackson fan, you have to sift through so much bullshit from, even like when, remember Invincible came out and they wasn't trying to promote that. I remember seeing Mike on MTV, like, and they made it a big deal that one day, but that was it. They wasn't trying to do interviews with him anywhere else. Like, you know, MTV owes a lot to Michael, and you know, so that I think that's, you know, they kind of had to do that. They wanted to do that. That was MTV, but everybody was trying to slight Mike, and they always do. So as a fan, and we still loved it as fans, still loved the Invincible album, and we knew they were fucking with him and weren't promoting it. But that's what happens. That's just being a Michael Jackson fan. So this piece, really, it doesn't bother me, but because I'm reporting now and on Michael Jackson, I have to point this out. I have to point out the bullshit. And it's a little jaw-dropping to me that this is a recent article and you just thought about this, and your fresh thoughts are this is what you're thinking about, and you think that this makes sense. Well, I don't think they think this makes sense. I think they had a deadline and they had to put something out there. But and Michael Jackson is easy. I mean, that's an easy tabloid story. He's the king of tabloids. He's Michael Jackson. Every tabloid writer does a Michael Jackson story. Come on. The question is, if you were in Michael Jackson's situation, like, does it, like, you know, in this situation right now, does it matter to you if the world celebrates your legacy or criticize your legacy, you know, for your family and children to witness? This is after you're dead. Does that matter to you? For me, I'm dead. You know, I did what I came to do. And my legacy is going to live on regardless, like Michael. So you're not really going to be able to stop it. So you can criticize all you want to. They're going to do it while you're alive. They're going to do it while you're dead. So I don't think it matters. I don't really think it matters. It's a shame, you know, his children and family do have to still go through it and watch it. But he's Michael Jackson. So it comes with the territory. And once you hit that level, and as we, you know, you should, that don't matter. People are going to have their opinions of you. But you're bringing people attention to me, because people who are real in heart will look at Michael Jackson and try to find what you're talking about, and they can't find it. They can't find it. He's quirky and weird, yes, but these allegations that you're trying to say is Michael, if you really look at Michael Jackson, if you research Michael Jackson, if you try to find it, you try to find these allegations, try to find the proof of it, you will fall, I think, in love with Michael Jackson. So, you know, for me, keep talking about it. Keep talking about it, because you can keep bringing people to him, because what you're saying is just completely out of there. And most people, like this guy Jesse, I'm sure knows it. They just, it's Michael Jackson. It's just an easy target. I wanted to say this too, because, you know, I compare it a lot of times to the R. Kelly thing, and then I'll leave y'all alone about it. Because R. Kelly, didn't he go to trial, and he, the first time with the piss video, he was pinning on the little girl in the video, and he said it was my brother or something like that, and he got away with it. So the thought goes, if R. Kelly can get away with it, of course Michael Jackson will get away with it. It was almost a similar allegation of pedophilia. R. Kelly with the statutory rape, now in jail for sex trafficking and all other types of sexual abuse crimes. But Michael, who was also on trial for sexual abuse, and he was acquitted. He also won his case. It is a great thought to think. It's smart. It's not stupid. It's, yeah, of course you would think that he is Michael Jackson. He has influence and money, so he can get away with it. And somebody like R. Kelly, who obviously was guilty, got away with it. The difference with me is that R had a tape. R. Kelly, Kells had a tape. Even in the 90s, when there were people loving on R. Kelly, even though they knew, but like they knew that was him in the tape. We seen the tape. I didn't see that, but they seen the tape, and that's R. But you want to deny it. Michael Jackson fans, people like Michael Jackson, there's none of that. There's no, Michael seen with his hands in that boy pants. But that song's so fucking good, we just gonna ignore that. We just not gonna, we seen him tap him on the butt, but we just gonna ignore that one. Like, Michael don't have, we seen the pictures of, Michael don't have none of that. You know? That's what I'm saying. Even the Bill Cosby thing, which is not pedophilia, but it's allegations. It's 40, 60, 30 of them. The Harvey Weinstein thing. Like, there is concrete proof of these allegations. They raided Michael's house like they just did Trump recently. Do y'all remember they raided his house? Michael talked about the police stripping him butt naked. Had him down to my buttocks and my penis. Like, this is Michael. But they seen everything. And you mean to tell me that they didn't convict him? Y'all couldn't find nothing out of everything that they did. So it's like, come on. They didn't find anything, even a little something. I think they tried to say about Jesus juice. Do you remember those? Oh, God, I'm getting out of here. Jesus juice. Because these are things that are not proven. There's no proof of those things. There's no picture like the R. Kelly video. There's two accusers. The one he settled with in 93 and 2005. You would think, if you didn't know or follow Michael Jackson, you would think he had like 10 or 12 accusers. It was 2. And then that movie, Leaving Neverland, those are 2 more guys. So, and all you can say 4, these 2 guys are grown, and they accused Michael after his death. So I don't think there's any merit to their allegations. But if you want to be technical, you can say those 4. And the last 2 just came about. So his whole career, he had 2 allegations. I mean, and it's not, I know allegation is allegation. 1 is enough. But I'm just saying, the way y'all paint Michael, the way this guy just tried to paint Michael, you would think that he had a magazine cover full of accusers. You would think that there was some evidence of sexual abuse that was just pushed to the side in the courtroom. There's none of that. So even a person who's not a Michael Jackson fan like I am, I don't see how you don't see it unless you are dumb, unless you're like you're dumb as fuck, or you just don't like Michael Jackson. And I really think that's the only 2. I really think that's the only 2. The only people I've ever heard that say shit like this about Michael Jackson, they don't like Michael Jackson. They're not a fan of his music, or, the music's cool, but they just don't like Michael Jackson. I don't like Michael. These are fine. There's some celebrities I just don't like. And they're talented. Good music, good stuff, but I don't care for you. So I get it. But those are the only 2. That one, you don't like Michael Jackson, or you're dumb as fuck. And the dumb as fuck people, I've only met them a few times, because when you talk to them and you trying to get them to understand, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Then they start to backtrack and talk about how they respect Michael and I love Michael too and blah blah blah. They like them people who after he died and everybody was a fan. Like those are the dumbest fuck people. And then there's people who just don't like Michael Jackson. So there's no real legitimate case here. You guys be the judge of it. Let me know what you think.